Welcome to the Daily Grind, a Bluff City Media daily podcast. Stepping up to the microphone is your host, Luke Hatmaker. Grab your favorite morning brew and let's get to the show.
Again, I've muted myself twice this week. I'm not even singing today because I muted it. I'm just pissed now. Welcome to the Daily Grind. I've had two not good songs for you guys 2 days in a row, and you've not got to hear them. But I digress. Welcome to the show today, y'all. It is Thursday, and we got basketball tonight. Finally, after several days without hoops, we get the first game of the NBA Finals are tonight, y'all. It is in Oklahoma City, and I'm excited for this. I've two small market teams, one, I guess, favorite since the beginning of the season. And then one team that is just kind of exciting that is here. I don't know. First, how are we doing today, guys? I didn't even ask that. I just breezed right through that. We doing good, Parrish?
Hey, always good when you wake up, man. Every morning you wake up is always a good day. So
damn right.
Yep, doing pretty good.
How about you,
That's it, man. Yeah, good, man. Had to come on in early to work a little bit today. I got patients at 8 o'clock, so we're inside the factory here getting it taken care of in the break room. But as I was walking out the door, there was a knock at my door this morning. It was the police, and they said, "We're looking for a burglar with one eye." And I said, "Oh, man, you might have better luck if you look for him with two."
Oh, man. I one shout out people with one eye. I have contacts, and this is just a random. I'm just already.
Wait, where did Wayno get this picture from, man? God,
I'm gonna put it up here. I was gonna.
Yeah.
Yes, Wayno. Oh, bro, Parrish, yeah, you should see some.
You can get back in the archives, man. Absolutely.
I've seen Rusty in high school. I've seen Drew in high school.
That's me in high school.
Is it? Yes.
That's my old.
And we're old. We're old, the three of us. You're going way back. I love it. Oh, I know. Parrish wasn't
2010.
Yeah. We were all much younger in 2010.
Yeah, he had one of me last week, I think, from 2007. So he was deep in the archives for that one. So that's before most of these folks in the comments are probably born.
The internet is a beautiful thing. Yes, it is, Wayno.
That's funny.
You know what? He's got my transition for me. 2010. The only person around from this series in 2010 was Rick Carlisle, right? Were any of these dudes in the league? Any of these dudes still playing? No.
James Johnson.
Even James Johnson wasn't in the league yet.
He was. Yeah,
he's the only one that might be.
I think he came in 2011. Low key. Hold on, let me check that.
That's what I'm looking up right now.
The point being that he was 2009.
2009. All right. So we got two guys. Otherwise, this is a new blood finals, and I'm excited. It looks like I saw it up here. I see you, Jalen. I see you, Keemix. Thank y'all for joining us. This is what I would like to see. I would like to see Pacers in 7. I do think the reality of this series is going to be more like OKC in 5. We looked at bets yesterday. I think that was the most likely outcome. We're going to go game by game with this series. Parrish, what do you think is going to happen tonight specifically? Because I think the first game, what do you think is going to happen game 1? Because we briefly hit on this yesterday when we were talking about the best bets, and I think that tonight's game is either going to, well, obviously it's going to go one of two ways, but I want to get your thoughts on it too.
I think it would be, I'm kind of comparing to last year's finals in a sense, but I think it's going to be a little kind of a mix of last year's finals and last year's Eastern Conference finals. If everybody remember the Eastern Conference finals, Boston swept Indiana, but 3 of those 4 games were down to the last 10 seconds.
Yeah,
Boston just hit Jaylen Brown hitting clutch shots in game 1. Indiana blew 20-point lead in game 3 and game 4. All the games were kind of crazy. Game 2 was only blowout, so it was like a sweep, but the sweep wasn't indicative of how the actual series was. But also the finals, you kind of saw Boston was just a better team, and although Dallas was fighting hard, it's like Boston just kept pulling away. So I expect game 1 to kind of go like it's going to be kind of OKC is going to have the lead. Indiana will keep pushing and getting close, but then OKC is eventually going to kind of pull away. And I'm not gonna say gonna win by like 30, but they're gonna kind of push away, win by like 15 or so tonight. That's what I kind of predict. I think it's gonna be kind of close. OKC gonna kind of have the lead, Indiana keep trying to battle back, but then OKC gonna just eventually pull away.
Yeah. How about you, Rusty? What do you think it's gonna be like that too?
Yeah, I kind of agree. It feels like I made this analogy a lot last year in Grizz games. It feels like when you drop something behind the couch and like you reach forward instead of grabbing, you like push it a little further away, and then you move and you push it a little further away. I can see that's how the game's going to be tonight for Indiana, because they're really good at battling and keeping things close, and they can stop runs. And between Carlisle and Hallie and Siakam, like they got dudes that can be run stoppers. But OKC, just for whatever reason, I mean, and I could give you several reasons, that they're just a juggernaut this year. And it just feels inevitable. I think if there's a game that they're going to steal, it's going to be game 2, talking about the Pacers. Yeah. But I think tonight, Oklahoma City's going to come out ready to make a statement. It's going to be so rowdy. This is the first finals game in OKC since 2012, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so, like, those fans are ready. It's going to be raucous. And I think that OKC is going to be the better team tonight.
This is a good question.
Who we got now?
Trying to see too.
It's somebody
James Johnson.
It is James Johnson.
James Johnson.
In like a full like feather suit, something like that.
I love it.
I don't know if it's because they're young. I think it's because they're so corny and so unwatchable with the way that SGA flops and flails. And maybe that's what John Morant needs to do next year, as Chris from No Bluffing said in our comments yesterday. Partly because they're so young, they're breaking the mold, right? This would be the first young team to ever win a title without a bunch of vets and, vet savvy guys. But they're just so corny and hard to watch. And I think that's another reason why we're underappreciating who the Thunder are.
It's Shea and Bubble Wrap.
My personal opinion, I think, honestly, I just think we're over. Well, I haven't, but I think a lot of people is overanalyzing the Thunder. So anytime a team is as great as they are, you hate on them. Mm-hmm. It's just true. When Golden State got good, what we do.
And they've been great all season.
Was dominating. Hate on it. That's just comes with the territory. When Memphis was really good talking trash, we loved them. Everybody outside of us hated them, right? It's just gonna come to territory, no matter what you do. And then OKC is much more toned down than Memphis is with their stuff, but somebody gonna find something. Oh, they too corny. I don't like them guys. But Memphis, they're a bunch of thugs. Like no matter what, you're gonna find a way not to like them if you're not a fan of the team.
And they do it to themselves by being so corny. And then there was a video I saw yesterday or day before of somebody was asking Chet, apparently he's like a big reader, and asking what his favorite books were. And they were all picture books. Like every one of them were picture books. And he was like, I like these books with these big pictures on them so I can look at them. And it's like, bro, you're not like, I guarantee you, he reads by following the line with one finger. Like that dude is just, they missed me trying to make him a reader. And then his favorite books are picture books.
And I got really excited. I was like, oh, I didn't know Chet was a reader. And then you said,
I did too.
Books. And I was like, oh,
when I saw the tweet, I was like, this might make me like Chet after all. But then it was coffee table picture books. And I was like, no, he is what I thought he was.
I want to put this at King Meeks. So I think the other option, I think that when I said there was one of two ways this guy was going to go tonight, I think you guys hit on one of them. I think the other option is they just blow out the Pacers. I don't, and I think that would just be because, it's like you said, Rusty, the energy in this building is going to be insane. I just think that energy might just propel them, and it's just like a freight train that can't be stopped. I think that's the other option. I really hope it's a close game.
Dude from Hey Arnold, I know exactly.
What's his name? Is
Stinky?
Stinky.
Hey Arnold was my show.
I used to love Hey Arnold too, but King Meeks won this morning.
Stinky, can we? I know AI's out there. Somebody AI Chet Holmgren as Stinky from Hey Arnold. I will love you forever. This is another point too. Shout out Kenny. Casual fans are front runners for stars. OKC doesn't have anybody. They have dudes that just ball out. Their biggest star, the guy that just won MVP.
I mean, I would say they have a star, but nobody
likes him.
I don't know what's the definition of a star in this era, right?
Yes.
He's a star, but he's a star on the court. But I guess maybe off the court, you don't view him as a star. That's what it is. But yeah, that's a good point.
Let's clarify that. He is a basketball star. He just might not be a celebrity star, like in terms of LeBron, D-Wade, Kobe, these other.
Because even his game with the fouls, I mean, Sane mentioned it. Like, let's go back to watch Kobe in the 2000s.
Yep,
Kobe got a lot of foul calls, and I remember that fourth quarter against Sacramento. They had like 27 free throws. Like, this ain't.
They knew. This ain't new. It's not new.
Fouls. James Harden for years manipulated the game. Like this ain't new.
James Harden was the one that really kind of set the mold for the foul hunting and the hooking, whereas Kobe just drew fouls, I think, kind of naturally.
Yeah.
They used to get their leg out. They changed that rule, remember?
Yeah.
And that's why he grew the beard out, too. They grew the beard out just like Brunson's dread so that you could see that beard going up. It just makes it much more obvious when that head flies back. 100%,
Do we know?
Man, come on.
Do we know who's on the call tonight? Is it Scott Foster? Do we know?
I don't pay attention.
I haven't seen
until the game start.
Yeah.
Okay, that's who called the game. Okay.
I just
got Foster on the matter. Chris Paul playing. Man.
Oh yeah. You brought his name up. Rusty's already pissed. I saw it.
Yeah, I folded my arm.
I saw him fold his arm
when he's refs in the playoffs. So
step back. So I just want a good series. I just really hope that we don't come into this thing and OKC blows them out. I hope it's not a sweep. I really hope it's not a sweep. The more that I look at the odds and the bets, like we were looking at yesterday, the more that I'm like, man, Vegas seems to be all in on a really quick series by the Thunder. And I hope the Pacers win tonight or game 2 just to make it interesting.
I'll tell you the shot Indiana has. Indiana don't necessarily turn the ball over a lot.
No, they can't take care of the ball.
Yeah, that's what OKC feasts on. So if they can take care of the ball, now they had spurts when they blew that 20-point lead in game 3 against New York. They had a spurt of like 5 straight turnovers. They can't do that. They can't do that at all. No. But they mostly do take care of the basketball. And Tyrese Halliburton is really good at that. If they can limit that, they can get a game or 2 and make it a series.
Yeah. Because they match up well. They're a high energy pace team that runs up and down the floor. So it's not like Minnesota where Oklahoma City turned into a track meet and Minnesota could keep up. Indiana can keep up. Yeah, like you said, Paris, they're just going to be about perfect with the basketball.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, that's you want to talk about keeping up? Like, is there a team that is more designed to keep up than this Pacers team right now? I mean, there's probably not, right? Like this team is engineered to keep up with these guys.
Play pace, man. That's what they do. 48 minutes of hell. And they just get up and down the floor and they can compete. Now, they don't have the thickness or the size that Oklahoma City has, or maybe some of the physicality that they play with, but they've got the energy and the pace that they can keep up.
Yep. I mean, one of my favorite images from this finals has become, or not this finals, this postseason is Carlisle screaming, pace, just screaming. I love Rick Carlisle. I don't know. I want to have a Rick Carlisle episode at some point because I really like that guy. Moving on. There's one thing about this series. So we've been talking, I asked Rusty this earlier this week. I didn't tell you we were going to do this. It's going to be real quick. We're doing little head-to-heads from this series. We did Shea and Hallie. Siakam or J-Dub? I'm assuming that Chet will not be on Siakam. I'm assuming that's not what they're going to do a lot. I mean, Siakam's going to bully his – I mean, I just think Chet's going to get knocked over. I just think Siakam likes to push.
Isaiah Hartenstein guard the perimeter because Pascal can take you from the 3-point line. So I don't know if they want to put Hartenstein on either. You probably rather put Chet.
God, I forgot about Hartenstein.
Because Indiana spread the floor out.
So
who's Hartenstein guarding? Because even Miles Turner pops out to shoot. I mean, he probably can guard Miles Turner because he can't just necessarily move like that.
Well, how about this as a number 2? As a number 2 option. Yeah. As a number 2 option. You like Siakam or J-Dub better?
I want to say, man, Siakam good. I want to say, I don't know, but this series, I would say J-Dub for matchup purposes. I think Chet is just that good as a defender.
Yeah.
I think Siakam going to have some trouble in this series due to that length and Chet's just defensive acumen. Otherwise, on the other side, Aaron Nesmith, who else would be guarding J-Dub? Who I'm missing? Pascal. You have those players guarding him. I think J-Dub can potentially exploit that matchup.
I think it's gonna be more Siakam. Siakam just does. He's got a deeper bag. He can rebound. He can defend. He's so good on either end. And has, like, if you watch those Eastern Conference Finals, he earned that Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Like, he was hooping. Yeah. And I think Chet is a good defender. Chet can play pretty well, like in kind of a body on body type situation. But you get him out in space, and I think Siakam might could tie him up a little bit. And J-Dub has kind of been streaky in the playoffs. Like, he's been good, and he'll knock down threes and be that guy. But I think Siakam's been more consistent. And as much as Oklahoma City is going to key in on Tyrese, I think Siakam has to have a good series if this is going to be any kind of a series. And so I'm going to lean towards Siakam.
And to that point, Rusty, I believe this series is going to kind of come down to this, not matchup because they won't necessarily guard each other like that, but it'll be the battle of these two. One, they would need Tyrese to be consistent. Yep. Tyrese pretty much 100%. Consistently have to be 25 and 12. But then you need Siakam to actually be effective and J-Dub to be streaky, to have 3 off games like he did. Not necessarily the Denver series. If he's that bad, Indiana got a chance to win. If he's like he is, just regular streaky, 1 game in, 1 game off, then they got a shot to just make it an actual series.
But that's a good point. It might come down to the streakiness of J-Dub, because we know what we're going to get from Siakam. We know the consistency that he's going to provide, but like if we get the J-Dub from the Denver series versus the J-Dub from the T-Wolves series, those are two very different J-Dubs. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
And that was a really good point. Like, Siakam has that finals experience. He knows what it takes to win. And so I think he can be an X factor just because of his experience. Like, I've watched that video of him from before the season where he called all the guys together in the gym, and just that rah-rah speech he gave. Like, that experience, it matters. And Oklahoma City is by far and away the more talented team. But Siakam has been there, knows what to do to win. And Carlisle is such a good X's and O's coach. You know, I still think Thunder in 6, but I think it's going to be a very interesting series.
Yeah, I hope so. We're just going to take a really, really fast break, talk about Ounce of Hope really quick. And we get back. We got a little bit of news that happened in the NBA yesterday to talk about, but we'll be right back after this really quick break.
Looking for an alternative to alcohol or conventional medicine? Check out Ounce of Hope, a Memphis-based dispensary with 2 local stores in the Sanderland Center and on South Cooper Street. You can get all the products you need in a location convenient to you. Each store offers an intentional shopping experience with dedicated bud tenders to answer all of your questions, from product selection and mushroom blends to our personal favorite, the Delta 9 seltzers. You gotta try the Peach Buzz. Try Ounce of Hope at either one of their 2 Memphis stores or at www.ounceofhope.com for convenient products shipped right to your door. Use the promo code BluffCity for 15% off any order, excluding sale items. Cannot be used in conjunction with other promotions or discounts. 1 use per customer.
And we are back. Ounceofhope.com, as you can see below. Check them out, guys. Promo code Bluff City. That is I almost forgot how to spell Bluff City. BLUFFCIT. I was like, what? Check them out. They're great. I'm going to be placing an order. I get paid later this afternoon. Bonnaroo's next week. I am stocking up. I'm going to have a blast. I might even bring stuff to hand out. I don't know. It's going to be fun. But check them out. They're great. I know Rusty's talked to them. He's been there with them. They're good dudes, right? I mean, like you've spoken to the main guy.
Yeah, they're awesome. They'll do it. If you're interested, they have a farm tour. They do what's called agritourism. So you can go tour their farm. It's in South Memphis off of Lamar. It's a really cool closed loop environment where they have their fish that they clean the water from, and that's what they use to water their cannabis plants. They harvest the fish poop and they use that for fertilizer. They've got these great koi like bins, and they've got blue tilapia. It's a really cool operation, really green initiative. And Cam and the guys are great. They know their stuff, man. I highly recommend reaching out and going and doing the farm tour. It was awesome.
Man, plants are cool. Not to sound stupid, but like there's a lot more that goes into it that's just cool. Check them out. Ounce of Hope. Had a little bit of NBA news we need to hit before we get out of here. The Phoenix Suns hired their new head coach, Cleveland Cavaliers assistant Jordan Ott. Sounds like the Suns did this right. I mean, it sounds like they were like, look, we're going to get deep. We're going to get Devin Booker's opinion. We're going to really figure this out. We're going to bring multiple guys in. We're going to have like, it sounded like they interviewed a bunch of dudes. I'm trying to find it. I thought I had the list in front of me. Okay. Yeah, here we go. They met with 8 candidates. They had, Bryant, who we talked about yesterday, Miami, Chris Quinn, Dallas' Sean Sweeney, OKC's Dave Bliss, and David Fizdale. I mean, they talked to quality assistants. I saw that smile. They talked to quality assistants from around the league. And then they were like, we're going to do a proper search. We're going to bring these guys in. And sounds like Jordan Ott's been around the league for a long time. Sounds like he's probably one of the most respected, I would say, assistants in the league. The biggest thing that I thought about this was the fact that they seem to be very interested in Devin Booker's opinion on the new head coach, where I wasn't able to find much mention at all about
Kevin Durant's gone.
Yeah,
He's
that's
gone.
I mean, we know
He's
that.
gone.
I mean,
He's
It's
a Spur.
for me-
He's somebody.
Well,
He's
you know.
going somewhere else, man. Like yesterday, it came
Yeah.
out the day before that there's mutual interest between him and the Spurs, which is literally worst case scenario. But yeah, he's gone, man. And Book said this is his handpicked guy. He's been an assistant since 2012. He actually started as a manager for Penn State and then was an assistant or graduated at Michigan State, was a manager at Penn State, worked his way through several gigs. I mean, he's a well-respected guy, was obviously on a winning staff under Atkinson and a team that won a ton. So, I mean, who knows? Again, it's just showing that, to me, what this is showing is that we're kind of going away from some of the old guard in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know the Knicks are looking at Mike Brown and some of these names that are out there former coaches. But, like, for the longest time, we just recycled coaches over and over again. You know, Budenholzer, Nurse. We had these same coaches just over and over. Doc Rivers, Mike Brown, over and over again.
Billy
It's nice,
Donovan's still coaching.
it's nice to see some fresh faces and some young blood in there. Maybe some of these new assistants, they're following the mold of like a Chris Finch, Dangholt, these guys who were assistants and they get promoted and let's see what happens.
Yep. I don't know. I like when things, I don't want to say when things are done the right way, but this is just cool. It's cool. It's like you said, it's cool to see just the NBA receive kind of
a change. We might be at a watershed moment where we're going away from some of the old guard and turning into, the new, giving assistants a shot.
Yep. It's just really cool to see that.
Yeah, I caught that earlier when before Memphis did it with Tumas, it was Sacramento with Doug Christie.
Mm-hmm.
It was another team. Oh, San Antonio
with Mitch Johnson.
Yeah.
Yep.
When I saw, I was like,
Sam Cassell still have a job.
Yep.
Poor guy.
Poor guy.
Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Sam Cassell.
Yep. Well, kind of piggyback. Who do you think is going to get the Knicks head coaching job, Parrish? Before we get out of here, I got to ask Rusty yesterday. I mean, I asked Drew yesterday. Drew had an opinion. Who do you think, Rusty?
I think it's gonna be Mike Brown. I feel like he's kind of one of the first ones. Shocking. Drew had an opinion on that, right? I think it might be somebody like Mike Brown. The Knicks feel like they're looking more for somebody that's in a win now mode versus like developing with an assistant coach. Unless they can get like the assistant they got from Minnesota. I don't know, maybe Sam Cassell, like I just said. I feel like New York is still going to go with an established coach because they were in the Eastern Conference Finals, right? They don't have to reinvent the wheel and blow this thing up with a brand new coach, developmental coach. They might go for a proven guy.
Yep. What do you think?
I haven't seen. I mean, Mike Malone is always the easy choice because I haven't seen his name pop up on their target list, right? Because my whole thing is the Knicks. You just made the Eastern Conference Finals and you fire your coach, Tom Thibodeau. You probably want a coach that actually won a championship, right? Mike Brown haven't won a championship as a head coach. He had made it to the championship as a head coach. He won it as an assistant, but not as a head coach, right?
Yeah.
All these names I'm hearing don't have. If they're looking to take the next step and win a championship and get past these Conference Finals, you probably need a coach that has done it before, not a coach that has did what Tom Thibodeau just did. Otherwise, you should have just killed Tom Thibodeau.
Yeah,
which is
both are right.
They're
going to be looking for pedigree, I imagine.
It's interesting though. I just looked it up, and like the top 3 names that are coming up or top 4 are Mike Malone, Mike Brown, Budenholzer, and Jay Wright, former Villanova coach who coached all these guys in college.
That's different.
Oh,
that would be an interesting one.
That'd be the one. If you don't get like an experienced coach championship pedigree and NBA, you get the college coach championship pedigree with most of your players.
I was about to say who won a title with 3 of these dudes.
Yep.
That would be sick. I mean,
go out here trade, get DiVincenzo back in the thing.
Yeah,
really
just reunited. Get the band back together.
That should have them together for real.
For real.
On the extra court, not for 2 months and off.
Not for 2 months in a fight. That's gonna do it for our show today, y'all. Thank you for sticking with us today. We had a little bit of a shorter episode. We will be back tomorrow. We're gonna recap the game that's happening tonight, which should be fun. We're also gonna be debuting a new thing I'm excited about, Hot Grizz Summer. You've heard of Hot Girl Summer? Hot Grizz Summer. Yeah, we're gonna be introducing the top 15 Grizzlies of all time, Memphis Grizzlies of all time, starting tomorrow. But yeah, have a good day today. We'll be back tomorrow we can leave you with anything today, remember these 2 things like we always do. Remember to be a little bit weird, just a little bit, and remember to smile. Bye, guys. See you tomorrow. Have a great day.